everybody, I'm Donna. Welcome to my kitchen. Today is July 28th. It is my husband and I's 20th anniversary. So happy anniversary, honey. Love you. It's been 20 years of bliss. So instead of a romantic dinner out of the house, we are having it in the house. And believe it or not, his absolute favorite meal, come a little closer because I don't want him to hear, is meatloaf. That's what we're cooking today. Meatloaf for my honey. Okay? So, we're going to start out with the ingredients. I have about 3 pounds of ground chuck. You can use whatever percentage of fat that you like. I usually do 80-20 or sometimes 90-10. So it just depends, whatever. I just happen to have ground chuck here, so that's what we're going with. 3 pounds. I have chopped up, finely chopped some green peppers in my fancy chopper, Vidalia Chop Wizard Pro. You see me use this all the time. Love it, love it. So I finally chopped that. I just have a little bit more to go. One more piece. And by the way, I saved it because it looks like a heart. It's anniversary. Okay. So let's throw that in here. Chop it up. Sorry. Okay, then we do have a little bit of onion I want to do also. So this is going in my meat mixture. Happy anniversary, baby. Okay. I'm giving it a good workout today. All right. One more piece. There we go. Okay. I've reserved some onions. We're going to have green beans with it, so I'm going to cook that with some onions. So for the meat mixture, we are going to dump in, I have a whole bell pepper and about a half of an onion. It's probably a little too much pepper, but that's all right. Vegetables are always good. Okay. And then I have 2 eggs that I've mixed up here. Put in 2. I like to pre-beat the eggs just so when we mix it, it's a more even mix rather than having to break the yolk. And this onion is really starting to make my eyes water. So I'm going to cover this one up. Okay, I do have some Italian breadcrumbs. I don't really measure this kind of stuff, so you'll just have to wing it. So that's probably a good palmful. I don't know. We'll see. I might add more. I have some Worcestershire sauce. I know that pronunciation is up for debate. Worcestershire. I don't know. I say Worcestershire.
Watch your sister.
Watch your sister. I heard that too. That's funny. Okay. So I just did a couple dashes. I have this gourmet burger seasoning. Again, put in the seasonings you like. This is really good in a burger, so why wouldn't it be good in meatloaf, right? Actually, I think I need a little more. Okay. And then I'm doing some garlic salt. Everything's better with garlic. A little parsley. I told my dad we're doing parsley because green is pretty. We got lots of green in here. Okay. Now normally I do barbecue sauce, but I don't have any, so we're doing ketchup and mustard. Kind of the same thing. Oops. Sorry. Excuse me. Okay. It's probably a couple tablespoons and maybe a tablespoon of mustard. And I am going to add, sorry, a splash of milk. Now, I got to tell you a secret about meatloaf. I don't know how to make a great meatloaf. My husband will argue. He thinks it's great every time. But every time I make a meatloaf, it's different. I never do the same recipe twice. It's because I'm always reading about how to make the best meatloaf. What should I add? So I always take that stuff into mind and incorporate it every time. It's different. I have made meatloaf instead of breadcrumbs with stuffing, like a box of stovetop stuffing. That was delicious too, by the way. Okay, taking the ring off and going in. Okay, it's the best way. We are just going to start giving this a mix. And I'll get all this mixed through, and then we'll put it into the pan for baking. Okay, I think that's about mixed. You don't want to over mix it. They say when you over mix it, it'll make the meat tough. So I've just got everything incorporated. And we are going to put this, if you have a loaf pan, that would be great. 3 pounds is kind of a lot for a regular loaf. So I have just an oval baking dish that I have here. And we're just gonna plop it in and just sort of push it down a little. And you can, it doesn't have to be as wide as the pan. You can just sort of shape it yourself. Okay. That looks pretty good. Look at all those yummy veggies in there. All right, let me get my hands a wash and I'm going to sprinkle some seasoning on top of that. Okay. I have the oven on at 375. Okay, let's just do one more dash of some seasoning and some parsley. How about that? Okay, so this is going to go into the oven for about an hour. Just keep an eye on it. I didn't need to spray the pan. There's lots of, there's enough fat in there so it should not stick. So I'll go ahead and put that in at 375. And then we'll go ahead, we're going to go ahead and let me get this cleaned up and then we'll start with, we're going to do mashed potatoes and green beans. Okay, I just have a couple more potatoes here to peel. I have 8 russet potatoes. Sometimes I use Yukon Golds or those little baby ones, and if I do that I don't peel them. But today we've got russet, so we are peeling. And just a little tip, never put your peels in your garbage disposal. I try to peel out of the sink just so I don't forget and put them in the garbage disposal. If you ask a plumber, it's the worst thing that can go down your disposal. Is potato peels, rice, and pasta. So I try to keep those out of my disposal. So I just got a little GB, as Rachel Ray would say, garbage bowl on the counter, which is a lot easier than bending down for the trash. So I can just do it right in the bowl. And you got to get yourself a good peeler. My mom is one, she could sit there with a paring knife and peel a potato like nobody's business. I can't do it. I need the peeler, the Pampered Chef peeler. Okay, so I've diced up my potatoes. You want to cut them fairly evenly so that they're in even pieces so that they cook evenly. Everything gets done at the same time. I have been doing mine in quarters and then slicing them as such. Just in about, you know, an inch or so. Okay, we got one more. Now, in these potatoes, I am going to be doing cream cheese, butter, and salt and pepper. Cream cheese is a must, in my opinion, in potatoes. Sometimes I do sour cream, which is really good also, or Greek yogurt if you prefer that. Garlic is always good, but we're not doing garlic today in the potatoes. Just cream cheese, milk, butter, salt and pepper. Okay, so we are gonna get these to the stove and just put it on high, and I'll get these boiling. And as soon as they get done, or close to being done, we'll start the green beans. Okay, our potatoes are boiling. We're gonna go ahead and get started on our green beans. I have some fresh green beans here I've already rinsed. If you want, you can trim them and cut the little ends off. I don't waste my time. They're just as good with all the ends on. So I am going to get some bacon grease that I had in, let's just use it all. It's probably about a tablespoon. Green beans are best with bacon grease. I don't care what anybody tells you. Okay, so we are going to just give that a little swish in the pan. This is my wok. It's just kind of the biggest, widest pan I had. So, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and get these green beans in here. And we're just gonna saute them Add lots of good seasonings. I'm going to add, this is my Greek seasoning. And in here is basil, rosemary, oregano, garlic, red and green bell pepper, blah, blah, blah. It's good stuff, okay? So we're just going to sprinkle that in there. And then after these get going, for a second, we'll add in the onions that we reserved. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the salt and pepper. And we'll let these get going, which I didn't get any tongs out, but I will. So as soon as these get going, we'll add our onions and then let those go and make up our potatoes. Okay, potatoes are done. We're going to drain these. Hopefully they'll all fit in my colander. There's a lot of potatoes. You'd think I was having Thanksgiving dinner or something. All right, we are going to mash them right in the same pot. Just let me let them drain for a second. Okay. Now, I did just take the meatloaf out and cover it up, so we'll get to that in a minute. But the potatoes, real important. I have a softened stick of butter that I sliced up, mainly so we can spread the wealth a little when we mash. We just want it all in the pot. Okay. Also, softened block of cream cheese that I've cubed up. Just easier to spread everywhere. And then I have cream cheese all over my fingers. So let me give that a rinse. Okay. All right, here we go. We are gonna add some milk. Oh man. Hold up, that was my masher. I gotta give that a wash. So I don't measure the milk. You just start out with a little bit. You may want to come closer. So I don't have to yell. Okay. I probably put about a half a cup in there. So we're going to start mashing immediately. This is sort of a quick process. I have a nice strong potato masher. Some people use other methods. I like it the old-fashioned way because it just makes it better. And I'm not picky on creamy mashed potatoes. We like little lumps. Okay, I'm going to add some salt and pepper. To your taste, however much you like. And I'm probably going to need some more milk, but I'm going to wait a little bit. So I'm just going to keep mashing these until we get most of them incorporated. Give it a little bang. You can see that cream cheese getting nicely mixed in with the milk. We're almost there. It might be enough milk. I think we need a little more milk. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, this looks so good. It smells good. Now, I did make up just some brown gravy right out of the packet that we'll use for this, but you can make your own if you're so inclined. Okay, as you can see, it's coming together pretty good. I think I'm going to add a little more salt and pepper. And then I'll just keep mashing this to the consistency we like. And then we'll come back, finish up the green beans, and we'll eat. Okay, our green beans are done. And let me tell you what I did, because we didn't video this part. We had put in the bacon grease and the green beans and the seasonings. And after a couple of minutes, I added the chopped up onion. And then I added about a quarter cup of water just to get these beans steaming a little, and I put the lid on. So they've probably cooked 5 or 10 minutes and the water is cooked out, and you can see all the good onions down there. Oh yeah, look at that. So these beans are ready to go. They still have good color on it, a little crisp. And let's go ahead and cut up our meatloaf. Again, this was at $3.75 for an hour. Okay. So you can see how good that looks. Nice and juicy still. The onions, the green peppers. It's a little oddly shaped, I know, but like I said, my meatloaf is never the same twice. But I wanted to give that a cut, okay? Now, hopefully I can get this out. I'm probably gonna have to cut this in half. Well, what do you think? You think Daddy will like this big old piece? Probably, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can get it out without spilling the whole world everywhere. Oh, it's a little, oh. Falling apart. There's my meatloaf falling apart, but you know what? It still tastes the bomb. Okay, so there is one piece there. We've got our mashed potatoes that I mashed. They are a little lumpy, but they are perfect for what we like. I like them this way, believe it or not. Okay, I'm just doing a big dollop. That is my husband's portion. Okay, we'll add some green beans. Oop, lost one. Okay. And then again, like I said, I just had some brown gravy. We're going to add to the potatoes and onto the meatloaf. So there we have meatloaf, cream cheese, mashed potatoes, and green beans. All from Donna's kitchen on my 20th anniversary. Honey, dinner's ready! He does not know what we have made for dinner, so this will be a surprise.
Oh, hello.
Okay, I made
Hi.
you an anniversary dinner.
Yum. Oh, let's eat.
Meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and green beans.
Mm,
There you go,
let's
babe.
do this. Thank you.
Happy anniversary
Happy anniversary. Thank you so much.
from Donna's kitchen.